I think it was Woody Allen who once said, I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Death. I'm an agnostic. So I don't know what happens after you die. I'm more concerned about what happens when you die. I mean, nobody wants the pain, the physical pain, the emotional pain. All that goes with it. I was saying, there's nothing good about getting old. I mean, other than you're still alive. But all the problems that come with it. Well, first, if you haven't been able to latch onto anyone and you live alone, it's always the fear of dying alone. There's the fear of getting sick, being incapacitated. You know, I used to say, well, it'd be great to live forever. But, I mean, and you live forever. I mean, who wants to live to be 100 years old? Because you know what's gonna happen when you're 100 years old. It ain't gonna look pretty. Unless I think we all imagine somebody's gonna invent something. When you're 60, you can push a button and you're back to being 30. But as one of my daughters told me a while back, she said, Dad, you gotta get old. Which means, you gotta get old and die. Because if you don't get old, I can't get old. If I can't get old, I can't meet this great guy and get married and have kids and do all those things you did. Other than getting divorced and being alone. Well, that makes sense. I mean, I don't want to have a grandkid who looks at his grandpa and says, "My mommy, why does grandpa look like Daddy could take him to the carnival also?" I mean, it can look kind of silly. I mean, he's holding his kid's hand and his father-in-law's. So no, that can't happen. You can't go back in time. I mean, you guys got to live your life as best as you can until they tell you it's done. But then if you're an agnostic, what happens when you're done? I mean, forget that. I mean, who really? I mean, if nothing happens, you're not gonna know anyway. Everybody talks about reincarnation. I mean, if there is such a thing as reincarnation, I don't know what the hell happened before I got to this life. So what does it matter? I'm not gonna know what happens when I get to the next one. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said about past lives and future lives and all that stuff. I've researched it, and trust me, I don't know. I think it's mostly the fear of illness and the actual act of dying scares everyone. I mean, I think everybody would, if you have to go, it's like you wish somebody would come down and go, it's time to go, okay, and you can say goodbye to everyone and see you later. But have you ever thought about death? It's like I lost my late great father a few years ago. And you wake up one day and it's like you're never going to see him again. It's like death is like breaking up with a woman you love. And you're never going to see them again. It's like if you have somebody and they say, I'm going to go on a European cruise, but I'm never coming back. I'm going to Switzerland, but I'm never coming back. And of course, I sure as hell am not going to Switzerland. And you're like, okay, well, bye. And you turn back and you go, oh, I'm never going to see them again. It's a funny feeling. You're never going to see them again. Ever, unless you're religious and you think you are, but I won't get into religion. I have no problems with religion, by the way. Most of my family's religious. I respect them. I wish I was religious. I'm not religious because I'm better than them. I'm not an agnostic because I'm smarter than them. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, everything has a cycle. See, people think about me. They think, well, he just doesn't accept the fact that there has to be death. No, I accept it. It's like I said, and my daughter said, you got to get old, because if you don't get old, I don't get old. I don't have to experience all those things of life. Yeah, I accept it. I guess I just don't want any part of it. Who does? The whole process, like getting older, and your sacroiliac gave out, and all those other things, that used to work pretty good. It's depressing. But no, I mean, death is part of. You can't live to be 100. You don't want to be 100. Again, not unless they create a magic pill, and then they create a magic pill, and you're younger than your kids. That can't happen. So yeah, it's like I just don't want to. It's like it's like somebody says, let's go over and get an ice cream cone. And you like ice cream, it's like you finish one, you want another. But you can't have another. I mean, that ought about do it. Everything's got to stop. Everything's got to end. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. The whole concept is, it is what it is. But it is like saying, it's like when somebody dies, and the thought you're never going to see them again, ever. They went to Switzerland and then they're never coming back. You have to then get used to never seeing them again. It's sort of like when you fall in love, the right person comes along, and you spend all your life waiting for them, and then they screw you over, and you got to move on. Then you got to spend the rest of your life getting over them. You go through the missing them, regrets, wanting them, denial. Then it's about 5 years later. Well, I'm gonna have to get used to never being with them again. It's like death. My late great father's passing. It hit me hard the second, the third, the fourth, and still hits me harder. It hits me harder than when it happened. Because after about the first year, you think, wow, it really happened. I'm never going to see him again. And that's when you know, wow, this death stuff, it's for real. It does happen. And it's like the biggest mystery of man. How you got here and where you go when you leave. So I get it. It feels funny saying I accept it. No, I don't accept it. It's just whoever wrote the book of life. It's a hard thing to just comprehend. Well, not comprehend. I mean, I comprehend it. It's easy. It's like everything runs out. You have a bottle of mustard in your refrigerator. It's not gonna be good after about a year or 2 years. It's like I bought a whole pack of mustard at Sam's Club, and I'm set for the next 30 years. And no, you better eat them fast. You better make a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers, or potato salad if you like potato salad with, some people put it with a mayonnaise and potato salad. It's actually pretty good. but you can buy about 100 bottles of mustard, but you're gonna have to throw them out after a couple of years, or whatever the expiration date is. They ain't gonna last forever. That's the little concepts like that. But then you hear all these stories of people trying to find ways to let it keep happening. I mean, living. It's like you're going around in circles. It's like trying to get back that love that you had in your life. And they moved on. It ain't never gonna happen, but you always think, but what if? Well, there are no what ifs. It just. I think most everyone would just like to know what really happens, and if there's something after this. It's like, but it is what it is. So again, you just accept it, and you make the best of it, like everything else. And we're never gonna know anything other than the fact that those are the rules, whoever made them. That's all I got.